Good evening, everyone. You're watching Social Chatter, your weekly social media marketing talk show. My name is Christian Karasevich, CEO and founder of socialchefs.com. And we've got a great show for you tonight. We've got myself. We've got Mike Gingrich filling in for Phil Gerbyshak this week. And we've got a guest, Lindsay Margolis. I'm going to bring Mike on, and we're going to talk about what's new this week in social media. We've got a lot of great topics. In particular, I'm excited to talk about IG shopping. I can't wait to talk about this. Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you, Christian. Loud and clear. See you loud and clear. Everything's looking good from my end.
Fantastic. And by the way, everybody who's watching, I want to apologize. We ran into a few technical issues this morning, or this evening, I guess, for everybody. We're still working on bringing Lindsay on. But Mike, do you want to go ahead and intro Lindsay?
Yes. All right. So we're going to have Lindsay Margolis joining us. She is known as Pinky. I'll have to let her explain a little bit more about where the name came from. But she is diving into the online world. She started her social media career as an artist on Snapchat. Okay, an artist on Snapchat. Gained enough influence with the way she is, the spontaneous yet relatable rants that she is known for, that she was able to land a nomination for Best Newcomer on Snapchat, which led to being a featured artist on MTV and one of only 18 official verified Snapchatters. Okay, so yes, you're going to bring her in. She self-identifies as quirky, rebellious, but when it comes to social media marketing and brand growth, she is second to none. She knows her stuff here: content creation, marketing, influencer marketing, and she can make a tremendous difference for brands. She's been doing that for a while now. She believes that coaching her clients on how to become their own influencers is imperative to business success. So we're going to welcome Lindsay into the fold. I'm glad to have her here.
And I'm still working to bring her on. Apparently, she's having some issues getting BeLive to work with Chrome. We're using BeLive, but
got it.
We can do.
All right, so folks, tonight's lineup, as Christian talked about, IG shopping. So we're going to dive into that. What is some reports, basically, of what is coming, what's in the works for Instagram shopping. Now, there's been some experiments with that, but this is a whole new wave for Instagram. We want to talk about Facebook Watch and what they're doing with Facebook Watch, kind of expanding. And also Twitter's doing some new testing with some features that we want to talk about. If you've heard about reply threading, status indicators, let's dive into that. And, I think I'm going to hit a quick one right off the top, though, and that is Skype. Skype adds call recording. Okay, so how many of you have used Skype, and how long have you been using Skype? It's probably been for years. Not necessarily a social media channel for me, but definitely a tool that I use to communicate with people overseas. I think this is one that we can kind of go through quickly, and it's the fact that after many years, after finally being purchased by Microsoft, that they have just now went ahead and added call recording. So this is video and audio call recording. It will record that, and actually it even won't let you. So you're going to get both of those. It's going to save it as an MP4 that you can download. I think it's available for 30 days afterwards, and so therefore it's a one-click button. Now, a lot of us who have been using Skype this way have used third-party tools all along the way to do our own recording, and we'll see if we need those anymore. It doesn't look like we're going to. I'm going to keep mine for a while just as a backup piece there. Yeah.
Mike, let me do this. Let me actually bring Lindsay in because she just popped up. So we'll bring Lindsay in. Then let's go back to the Skype topic. Okay. We'll just kind of we'll run things just as normal. But thanks a lot for watching, everybody who's viewing right now. So we're going to bring Lindsay Margolis in. Mike, I'll have you intro Lindsay. Hey there, Lindsay. How are you?
Good.
There she is. All right.
No worries at all.
Yay.
All right. Okay, no, great. Lindsay, great to have you here. I did introduce you already, but I didn't say where the name Pinky came from. So maybe you want to dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of my Snapchat followers ask me that all the time. I'm going to say something first. Could I turn my phone the other way?
You are spot on for me. So
That looks
cool.
good.
Yep.
Perfect.
Awesome. All right, so Pinky, it's not as interesting of a story as I would love it to be.
Okay.
But everything in my life always had to be pink. So my brother started calling me Pinky. And on Snapchat, Pinky with one eye and two eyes were taken, so I'm Pinky with three eyes.
There it is.
That's it.
Good.
And it's always great hearing everyone's, like story. How did you get your username, for example?
I wish mine was better.
No,
Yep.
but here's the thing. It works, and this is the thing. A lot of people, I want to say this, like from a social media standpoint, they struggle with, oh, well, somebody's taken my username. What do I do? And they, and they obsess over something like that. And it's like, well, if somebody's taken your username, we come up with something else and then you make it work. I mean,
what you don't do though is put numbers in it, because that always confuses people.
Exactly.
Unless you're on Tumblr, and that's like your whole point. Unless you're on Tumblr, then that's like the whole, But yeah, so you want to keep it simple.
There we go.
Yeah. Three eyes.
So, definitely.
Yes.
But fantastic. Great to have you on the show this week, by the way. Sorry for all the tech glitches, everyone.
That
it
was
happens.
me, guys. So I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries at all. I mean, no need to apologize. We have tech glitches all the time. So, and that's the same thing. I mean, like with usernames, just roll with it. You get a tech glitch. We try to figure out, hey, we had to start the show a couple minutes late. No big deal. So it's fantastic to have you on.
Roll with life.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. And
so
Lindsay, basically, I talked through a little bit of kind of what we're going to cover tonight along the way. And so I kind of gave just a high level view, that we're going to cover Instagram shopping, IG shopping, and some of the updates with Twitter, Facebook Watch. And then I got to Skype and I said, hey, we're going to go into it. Skype finally rolled out after all these years recording, and you can do it with the MP4. You can download that. So it's not necessarily a high profile social media tool, but what do you think about this, Lindsay, that Skype finally has rolled this out?
Wow, I thought that was going to be the last topic, actually. I'm not live a lot, so forgive me because I'm a Snapchatter. But I use Skype sometimes.
Yep.
But I will say that that's probably my worst topic on here. But I will say if you are a platform or a tool or software and you don't have the ability to record something, you're kind of behind. So I know that they added that ability. I know that they also added that they can't yet record only audio.
Correct. There you go.
I guess it could be annoying, but I don't know. It would be really beneficial if you can kind of go over like your phone conversations, because a lot of people use it for, business and everything. So if you can record that. So
yeah. So I mean, for me, I've used a third-party tool for years to be able to do that, because that's where I've recorded some podcast interviews that way, and originally those were just audio ones. So I did want just a good quality audio that came through, and if it's coming through as an MP4, there are ways I can just strip the audio out of that. So not necessarily a big deal, but hopefully I can do away with the third-party tool, and it
eliminates one extra step of having to go into either like Video Shop or iMovie and splitting the video or the audio from the video and stuff, and then having to split everything from it. So that's pretty much what it does. It's like every little thing counts on every social media platform. Anything that makes anything easier.
Yep. Good.
So go Skype. Very good. You caught up.
Christian, anything else to add to that one?
I will say, I echo your same sentiments, Mike. Skype for years has been a tool where if you wanted to do any sort of call recording, you had to use a third-party tool. It was often a pricey tool. It worked great, fantastic. But I'm glad that Skype, or Microsoft, I guess in this case, is finally adding, features to Skype that are sorely needed. We're seeing this happen with LinkedIn as well. Again, another social media platform, but they're finally starting to move things. And this is actually a good thing for, the user. If you're a business, for example, this is a great feature to have because, you can actually go in and you can not only record your call, but there's a tool we talked about last week. It was called Otter Voice Notes. And what's great is you can now record your call in Skype. You can actually then run your video that you record in Skype, upload it to Otter Voice Notes, and it will actually spit out a transcript for you as well. So you can do all of it.
That's probably cooler than the fact that you can, finally record. I mean, I don't know what kind of phone.
But it combines things.
But I'm an Apple freak, so I mean, you can screen record and then it'll record everything, so it doesn't even matter. But that's actually way cooler than the fact that you can record.
No, I definitely.
That's so awesome.
It's pretty cool, actually. They did a transcript for our show last week. I mean, the great thing was it only took a couple of minutes. So here's the thing. The power here is that when you combine these tools together, you can actually be a lot more productive with what you're doing using these tools. So, and the other thing is the tool from last week, Otter Voice Notes. I'll drop a link in the comments. Yeah, that actually lets you record up to 10 minutes as well for free, or sorry, 10 hours for free. Oh. So they do 10 hours of transcription for free for you. So pretty awesome.
Sweet. That is pretty sweet. Now, I got to ask, so what was the quality of that transcription? Did you feel like
it was very, very good, actually.
Nice, nice.
They use a little.
When I try and use my like voice to text thing and it just like spits out always like purposely like implemented autocorrects, then you're just like, no.
Absolutely. It was fantastic, actually. It's up on our Twitter feed at twitter.com/socialchefs. We've got it up there for you. You can check it out. But it was very good. So I would say this week, hey, not a big, great, they added call recording, but I think when you combine it, it starts to be, help things be a lot better. So.
All right. Awesome. Now, look, I'm seeing Nico and Veronica on the screen. So maybe we should just roll with that.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Pinky, yes. What do you say about these new Snapchat spectacles?
Well, I love that they named them. I took notes on this, by the way, just to be prepared.
All good. Hey, and here's the thing. We love transparency. We love transparency, and hey, like you took notes. I mean, this is good for people to see because a lot of people think that being a social media professional, for example, they think that, oh, it's really easy. I'll set up some channels and, all of a sudden I'm going to be this, big influencer. And it doesn't work that way.
I'm glad that you just said that because, honestly, like I'm known on Snapchat. I'm just a Snapchatter. Like that's how I started, at least. Not just a Snapchatter, but, I'm known for being real. So if I took notes, I took notes. So a lot of these people who think that they know everything, these features just came out and a lot of them didn't even roll out to everybody. So like, to think that you're an expert and not need to research it, that's crazy.
Right.
But I will say, Snapchat specs, the first version, it was kind of cool because like it was something new and it was something physical that you could use and you can like see through your eyes and other people can see kind of through your eyes or whatever. This one's name is, God, I'm getting so many messages. I have masturbated you guys. I'm sorry. Just saying. Nico and Veronica. So obviously they're doing more with that probably. So I read that it is going to have the ability to record up to 70 videos or like hundreds of photos in one charge, which is kind of cool. And it can transfer to your phone immediately. And the big thing about this is minus the whole creativity thing that you can use, even especially as brands and businesses actually, which I think they're too afraid to use them for some reason. But they're going to export in multiple formats. So you can have the whole vertical Snapchat thing instead of like a circle. It's like everything that looks pretty matters. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I have the other Snapchat specs. I wish I kind of brought them with me, but I didn't.
So which ones I've got the original Snapchat specs.
I definitely have the original ones. Mine are blue. They do the record up to 30 seconds at a time, and it has like a circle. It's all so the specs and everything. Which is really, really cool because no other platform has ever done that. So I think that they're onto something there. But there's a lot of things that brands can. I'm supposed to talk about how brands can utilize this, right? I think that brands can
definitely. I mean, like how could a business use these?
Well, how could they not? See, okay, so the huge thing
exactly.
The huge thing about in social media about brands is basically it's you don't want to it's not a commercial anymore. You want to be, involved with your followers. You want to be on social media with your followers instead of just talking at them. And that's for any platform. So if you're trying to be like an ad, if you're just trying to be an ad scrolling through Facebook for people, I mean, Gen Z doesn't even use Facebook anymore for that reason because the marketers took over. You don't want to be known as a marketer or a brand. You want to be known as like a friend or something. You want to be involved. Like you're always going to be known as a brand to them. So it doesn't matter. So that's the huge thing. So the fact that like Snapchat specs, like I have never seen a brand even care about them. How cool would it be to be the first brand, especially like a mom and pop shop or like a small business or whatever? Like you're not competing with, Nike, of course, is the first thing that pops into my head. But you're not competing with Nike or Starbucks or Target. You're competing with everyone else who is on the internet or not on the internet. Most small businesses aren't. So like if you're a small mom and pop shop and you're scared to get on social media, you probably shouldn't be, because you get things like Snapchat spectacles, and you know, Facebook like has their whole watch thing out globally now. That's amazing. You can make a TV show on Instagram and actually engage with your audience. Like you could be the brand that is probably more respected than someone like Starbucks or Target and Nike if they just kind of use it. Does that make sense?
There we go.
No,
put them on someone's face who represents your brand, and just go around the back and like, this is what, say you're a coffee shop, this is what we do, this is how we roast the beans, this is blah blah blah, and then make it look pretty, especially on Instagram, and you'll be fine. People will watch that.
Right.
What do we know about these, Christian, from a price standpoint? Do we have anything that came up that way?
So these are going to be these are a little bit more expensive. They're $200.
$200?
Do it? Yeah,
I thought
they're
were
$200.
more. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I got mine sent to me from a brand, but like a sports brand or something. But
no, they're $200 for the new ones. They've changed. You know, I think the one you know, I kind of want to go off your point here you just said a minute ago. You know, Lindsay, I think that spectacles definitely have a place for businesses to use, you know, whether it's showing them a behind the scenes, what my business looks like. I think, you know, like you mentioned, people are afraid to put their business out there because they don't want criticism. I think part of it also, though, that's
mostly don't know how to use it, and they don't understand influencers, quote, you know, everyone hates that word, or marketers and managers that help you with it.
Exactly. But there's so much that you can do with these. You know, they're $200. They're $50 more than the Snapchat, the second version that they had out. These have a whole new look. You know, they look. I think I would actually wear these. I think these look like something that, you know, it doesn't look like I mean, I don't have a problem with the original ones, but
mine are bright blue. So like, you know that they're Snapchat.
Yeah.
These are kind of like, oh, sunglasses.
These are more subdued. They look, exactly.
That's kind of cool. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
I think overall, I think these are fantastic for a business. I mean, if I were using these, I would, you know, it's not to say like, let me record everything, but I would record parts of my business. For example, if I'm a mom and pop shop, you know, I'm not that big, but hey, maybe I want to record all my employees, for example. You know, let my customers, my followers, let them know who all the people are that they're going to interact with to make my brand more human.
As long as you interact, yes, humanizing your brand. Like they're used at TV commercials, and you know, like nobody reads the newspaper, anymore. Play games with it. You can do a spin the game thing. I mean, you can do so many things with those glasses. Like games are fun. Anything that like makes your audience want to participate in your Snapchat story, literally, glasses or not, it's perfect.
Good. And then the other thing is you could download these as well. So like, you know, you could take your video and you could download it, and then you could have a video editor. Put them into YouTube, put them into Instagram, put them into Facebook, put them into Snapchat, put them wherever you want, where your audience is at. So it's basically a camera, you know, to be able to like let you capture additional, to let you capture additional content, you know, not just like, hey, it's not just for Snapchat. So
we could load this to Otterbein and get a transcript of what we were on the video.
You could actually, you could actually upload any video. So
I know it's just funny to think about a Snapchat video. Now I can get a transcript. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Do you guys have Snapchat?
Do what?
Yes, I'm not highly active though, and I don't have Snapchat spectacles.
But do you use Snapchat?
On occasion.
You just hurt my soul. All right. Oh
so,
my goodness.
But version 3, $200, waterproof, very good business tool. Great business tool. I mean, I would recommend having these, you know, in my toolkit, basically.
I want to go to a like a pet shop or like anything to do with pets and put them on dogs and have them run around. I've seen videos like that.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome. They're so awesome, and it's just fun. And all you have to do is just put your logo out there. And it's a Snapchat story, you know, it's not a TV commercial. So like that's awesome. People will watch that and they'll be like, I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's respect.
Good.
Maybe I wonder if they're developing a version for animals, maybe.
I don't think so, but that's such a banging idea. Holy God.
I mean, they actually have
patent that idea, so you get money on it.
You heard it here first, everyone. So where do you want to go next, Mike?
Well, I was thinking, I know we kind of got started late, and if we're going to try to keep on track, we're probably going to have to, we've got a little less than 15 left. So I really want to make sure we hit the IG shopping, because I'm very excited about that one.
Definitely, me too.
I know I'm moving around a little bit here. So Lindsay, pull out your notes for IG shopping there.
Yes, sir.
And, and let's roll into that one. So this was a new announcement that basically it's in the works, it's coming. And a standalone app dedicated to shopping by Instagram. Okay, this is coverage from The Verge, and what it's going to be called, we don't know. IG shopping, probably something
IG
like that.
Shop or something.
Yeah, and it's going to probably utilize some of the tools we're already familiar with, like collections and that type of thing, and then be able to follow them, purchase them directly within the app, kind of trying to streamline that process. From Instagram is not necessarily talking about that. Very good. Yeah. So there's basically, this is, kind of research behind the scenes saying, hey, there's something coming. No official statement yet, but has some potential. So, Lindsay, what do you think about this?
I think they're definitely going to do it. Like, they're not going to put any official statement out there. I think it's going to actually, I mean, they're about to be in competition with like Spotify and all that, or Shopify. Well, that's with Spotify, but like Shopify and all like the third party, Instagram hates third party apps in general. So I'm not surprised that they even created, or they're trying to create this not third party, but associated with Instagram kind of app. So I think it's awesome because it takes like I said before, like people aren't on Facebook that are like younger millennials to Gen Z, because the marketers took over and all they want to do is sell stuff. So now they're on Snapchat and Instagram and Tumblr. That's what but those are the people you want to target. So if you take away that marketing aspect and put it in a different app, like it brings back Instagram's actual like original appeal, which is actually a huge thing for me, because that was the whole point of it. You want your friends to see the cool things, and like you want it, if you're an influencer, or I think everyone's an influencer, but you have a cool feed to look at, and it changes people's lives without the, hey, buy me now, 50% off now, hiring, like, oh my God, I'm a piece of place kind of thing. It takes it away, but it doesn't take it away permanently. It just puts it over there. So it's like eliminating all of like the crap that like people hate about it. And who are marketers targeting now? There's tons of articles right now telling how to target Gen Z, how to target millennials and all that stuff. Well, we're not going to even read those things. Just be cool, man. Like, humanize yourself and stop trying to like throw ads in our face and try and get us to like buy something. We're gonna buy everything. Like, we think of it as merch, like merchandise, like merch. We're gonna buy your merch if we like you. So like I think brands need to get in the habit of that, especially on Instagram. That's huge right now. With, I guess I'm a huge generation person, but like with any generation, like you know what I mean? So I think it's an awesome idea. I just think it's going to eliminate a lot of the third-party apps that people usually use, which is good.
Right.
You don't have to retype in your. It's like an easier way to do things, and especially because you can buy things straight from people's stories. That's motivation for brands to start telling a story. Like you can't just like put something on your story and be like, hey, these are 50% off. Buy these now. Nobody cares. Like, tell a story and be like, hey, if you want these, swipe up and buy these now. People are going to buy it. But I think that Instagram actually needed that kind of kick, like motivation to do that. So I'm actually like super stoked about this whole separate app thing for them for shopping, because it cleans everything up.
Good. Yeah. And I know that, Instagram obviously owned by Facebook. Facebook has kind of tried some shopping things in the past on Facebook. It hasn't really worked too well. And
Facebook
so
lets you kind of do whatever.
But this now I think is them with their Instagram team giving them reins on some things that have worked. Instagram has done a number of great innovations that have worked for them. They have success there. And so I think this one has some good potential.
I think it'll be perfect, actually.
Christian, what do you think?
I am really excited about this, and here's why. So, when you think back to Facebook, the way Facebook used to work was, they came out with all of these different apps. Everybody was really irritated about like, why do I need separate apps for everything? And then all of a sudden, do what?
I still hate that. The Messenger thing still could have been
yeah.
But anyway.
But here's the thing, though. If we look at Instagram, we're going to kind of learn something here. So this is almost, and I said this last week, this is essentially Facebook's like, second chance at something. And then WhatsApp will be their third chance, I think, to get everything perfect because they own all these companies. But basically, they started Facebook. They rolled out a whole bunch of apps. People really didn't like that. They're doing the same thing, though, with Instagram, if you think about it. But they're doing it in a little bit of a different way. What they're doing is they're setting up, for instance, they did IGTV, totally separate app for creating essentially your own Instagram video channel.
IGTV is actually in Instagram. That's not a
it is. Well, it's a separate app, but it's like in Instagram because they give you, like, if you have it set up.
Yeah, it's a whole separate section.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're doing that. It'll drive you over to IGTV if you're a creator, basically, or if you want to just go browse video. I think they're going to do the same exact thing with IG shopping here. I love the idea of this because it makes Instagram less cluttered, I think, because
that's exactly what I was trying to say.
Instead of trying to put everything into one platform, and it's still there.
The authenticity of what Instagram originally was,
right.
And it's going to keep it as like for younger generations who don't want it cluttered with marketing things,
right?
And they're going to keep using it, and that's big because literally none of them use Facebook anymore. So like if you don't use Facebook anymore, they're going to use
exactly.
Instagram.
And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, in this case, if I'm a business, for example, let's just look at how Instagram's set up. Instagram is primarily a mobile channel. So if I want to add any products or anything like that, how would I even do that through the current Instagram interface? I think that would probably be way too cluttered, really hard to use. And hey, in order to get people to use it, you got to make it easy.
People can use it. You have to have 10,000 followers to even put a link in your, like if I want to sell like Pinky merch, like I can't. I don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram. It's not my main platform. I should keep up with it more. But like people should be able to do that. To have another app, like I'm sure verified people are going to have their perks, and that's the point of being verified. But I think the fact that everybody can use it is awesome. And you don't have to like go and spam people saying, click my like Shopify and oh my God, no, I'm actually on Etsy and like my Instagram feed looks horrible because I'm just trying to like prove to you that you should click this. Like it takes all of that away. So they can actually just post pretty pictures of their products and just make everything look good again. So.
And here's the thing, and Mike, feel free to echo, or feel free to jump in on this, but I also think that, if somebody's listing a product, like you really shouldn't care where it gets sold at. For example, if I have to go through your website or if I go through, your social media channels or your YouTube channel, like if you've built the brand and you have the merchandise in the right spots, I mean, I think it's going to work just fine. You're still able to get in front of your customer. It comes down to having, and kind of as Lindsay, you mentioned, it's about being, it's about being authentic and, not just trying to sell me something all the time. But hey, you know what? If my stuff's there, it doesn't matter what channel it's being sold through. If it's good enough, people will buy it.
I lost the Pinky audio. How about you?
I did, yes.
Oh, there it is.
Hi.
You're back.
Yay.
Were you just doing that for us? Were you really just talking silently? You were just moving your mouth? Yeah.
I do that a lot, especially in my mirror. So you can put whatever words you wanted there.
So we lost it. What was your brilliant comment there?
Oh, it wasn't really brilliant because I wasn't saying it. But I can put in, there that I think I was like playing devil's advocate and why it's easier if your main go-to is Instagram and you have all your like.
You're fading. Where's your finger? Your finger's not covering your microphone, is it?
No. Can you hear me now?
Good. Huh.
I feel
Why?
like those old commercials. Can you hear me now?
As soon as I say something, then I hear you. Okay.
You know what? Maybe it's not that universe is just telling me to shut up. So I'm gonna go with it.
You were good there. I got you now. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So we're all in agreement. Instagram building this standalone app is, potentially, it's a great move. Lots of possibilities there. It does bring some authenticity back to Instagram. Hopefully the shopping piece happens there, and we'll see what happens with it. Okay. I got to keep us moving here. I think I want to cover this one quickly because I don't know there's a lot to dive into, but that is Facebook Watch. Facebook Watch has been mostly stateside. Now it's going global. And doesn't matter. Lindsay, what do you think?
That's probably my most important one. Facebook Facebook Watch is pretty awesome, actually, for
Okay.
brands. In my opinion, I wrote a lot on this, but I won't say it all, you know. Their three things are reality shows, documentaries, and sports updates or whatever. So, like, so far, that's their thing. That's their categories are going to grow. But, like, if you can place your brand into one of those categories, they base their algorithms, evidently. Nobody knows Facebook algorithms for sure.
Okay.
But on participation now, which reminds me of Snapchat, because Snapchat was the first to actually do that. But they want to bring in, I feel like they're subtly bringing in the participation aspect of it, which is good, because that's like the entire point of social media, to interact with other people.
Yep.
And I know Snapchat was the first to do that, but at the same time, all right, brands, how can you use this? You create videos. Stop being afraid of video marketing. That's my one thing. Create videos. Now you can create, it's kind of like IGTV if you want it to be, or you can create series or whatever. But a chance to become, my big thing is I want brands to become their own influencers. It's not like I don't want them to hire me to like help them as a creator or whatever. That's like my thing that I do. But I also, I train people to become their own influencers. That doesn't mean become internet famous or anything. What it means is influence people, to buy your stuff, or influence people to make a change in the world or something like that. And I think this is going to be huge because I think brands are going to have a huge chance to become creators themselves, and creators can influence people just by their creativity. And if brands don't start being creative, they're just going to be kicked off the entire internet. Like, they're not going to make it. So, Red Bull and Starbucks, they're the only two that pop out at me that actually try to do anything, and they're on Snapchat. So I think that if Facebook wants to take over Snapchat, which I know that he's trying to do, but it's not going to happen, they have to become creators and influencers themselves, and they have to learn how to do that. But I think that this is going to help them do that, because you have certain genres and you have options like TV shows, and you have a chance to participate or have your audience participate in your stories. Like, does that make sense? Because you look confused.
I think
makes all sense to me. Yeah,
I think that's the important.
Sometimes I go on rants. I'm known for rants, so I'm just checking to make sure it all makes sense. But it's also going to help creators and brands get discovered.
Now, what do you think about this? I came across a stat that says that only about 25% of those active U.S. Facebook users actually know what Watch is and that it exists within the app.
Yeah, because they didn't roll it out to anybody. And if they even did yet, they just did it. So they have no idea. I have it. I mean, I have like a section in it. And it's basically what it is Instagram Explorer, their Explorer page, and they have a For You section. That's the entire Facebook Watch thing. It's like things that they think that you would like, things that your friends have shared, and things that you and your friends have saved. And they try and get, people in common with each other that like the same things to like kind of comment and interact. And like there's going to be trivia shows and stuff like that where it's like based off of like participation, which is huge because no other app has ever done that. That's it's like, as long as you just involve your audience, which is really just the rest of the world, you're going to be fine. But it's really hard to get brands to do that. I know that Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram's whole entire point and all their rules and their algorithms are just to make you communicate with people, like make a friend, build a relationship, that kind of thing, like all those words. Those are all the things that they want you to do, but like they have to put restrictions on everything because nobody does it, and all they want is engagement with numbers. You got to have engagement with people. So I think this is my favorite like new thing, actually.
That's like that's quotable right there. You got to have engagement with people. Okay.
Well, that's
I have to say, but that makes so much sense though.
Life. Like, yeah, you got to engage with the people, and then they'll engage with you. And if you humanize yourself on any platform as a brand, they'll respect you, and they will buy your merch just like they do their favorite singer, like Eminem or Ed Sheeran or whatever. Like I buy like that stuff all the time. Why? Because I respect them, because they care. Brands like Target and like all these things. Like, I think mom and pop shops and small businesses have such an advantage if they all just hopped on the internet and like honestly gave a shit about talking to the people that engage with them and stop looking at numbers. Like, I'm a verified Snapchatter now, and I started out with 0 people. None. So, like, they need to realize that those numbers don't matter. Like, and if you're trying to sell something, your sales might matter, yeah. But if you have 10,000 followers and only 3 people are buying your stuff, I would rather only have 3 followers and like, you know, connect with those 3 followers and have those 3 followers buying my stuff if you're going to make money.
Yep, got it.
So I think this is cool because Facebook is huge for brands now, and they're too afraid to hop on Snapchat, and they don't know what to do with Instagram. So Facebook is giving these brands a chance to actually get on there and act, you know, as people and influencers and engage with their customers, because you can't do that in TV commercials. They talk at you, and that's what they're used to.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay, good.
Cool.
Want to keep us moving? So I want to get to Twitter yet. Twitter testing the Facebook-like reply threading, number one, but also status indicators, a la, you know, Instagram and Facebook Messenger that you're online. Thoughts on those?
Right now.
What's that?
That says you're active right now.
Yeah. Thoughts on that?
I know there's a lot of hype. I don't know about a lot, but there is hype about the presence factor. Everyone hates it. If they're gonna make that work, you got to have an option to turn it off. But honestly, nobody in real life, like, you got to think like a normal person. Nobody cares about that. Like, if you don't want to be like seen that you're on like Messenger on Facebook right now, then like turn it off. If you don't want to be seen that you're on Twitter right now, like, who cares? Like, you're on Twitter, and everyone's saying that it's gonna cause brand attacks or something. I tried to see their point of view. I don't get how that's going to provoke fights. Like, I don't care either way. The only thing that I see a problem with that is if a brand is on there, or like a person, and it's just like, oh, you just didn't reply to my like thing. Like, I know that you saw it. It's like red messages, you know, on iPhones. Just turn it off, whatever. I don't even think that's going to make a huge difference. But the fact that they're going to organize their layout with the thread so everybody could see it. I mean, that used to stop me from using Twitter a lot.
Right.
Twitter's like, I love Twitter because it's funny, and I'm huge about like humor and everything, and I like it's great for like trending topics and all of that thing and all that stuff. But the way it was organized, it was just like, I knew how it worked, but like, God forbid my mom hopped on it, she'd be like, what? Like, that just eliminates like literally everybody who can't even send an email, which is like half the world. So basically, it's going to organize it, and it's going to make it more conversational. Okay. People can see the actual things instead of having to click like 400 replies just to see who replied.
I'm okay with the threads. I'm kind of interested to.
I don't know why they didn't do this before, actually.
Yeah, Twitter's needed to up their game, and Christian, what about you? Anything? Any thoughts on the Twitter and either side of that, either the indicators or the threaded comments?
So I think that I'm glad that again, this goes back to like what we started the show with. I'm glad they're finally adding these features. I think that you need the ability to, make it easier to follow a thread on Twitter. I think a lot of times people, that they have a hard time understanding Twitter to begin with. So at least having, threaded comments or replies, I think it makes a lot of sense. The indicators piece, I'm glad that it's there. I think it'll help the business if I can see when people are online. But overall, again, I mean, just kind of expect people have a mobile device. They get notifications. It's on. They see when you send a tweet. If they have all that stuff turned on. Otherwise, if you're just looking at the dot and really care when somebody's just online, I think that you're not gonna. You're kind of missing the point there. Yeah. So it's it's a nice little fallback, but again, we've kind of moved past the status indicator. Like, great, I assume you're online because hey, you're on Twitter.
About that. Like, status indicator, I feel like if you're a brand, it might actually scare you because you think everyone's gonna wait for that green dot to appear and you're gonna get bombarded with like messages because whatever. Like, then I would wait until you're not online to send you something because you're not gonna ignore it. You have to realize that Twitter's original thing was like Tumblr's. Like, when all these social media platforms came out and they got like huge and blew up and like got successful, Twitter's whole thing that separated them from any other platform was their feed. So like, I know that it doesn't mean anything to us, but like the way that like the comments and everything worked, that's what made Twitter Twitter. So like, in their eyes, I'm pretty sure that like them actually making it more manageable to see for us, like, that's a huge thing. And Tumblr did it. Like, their whole thing was notes, that's what separated them. So I think that they think it's a bigger deal than it is for us as users. But that's it. I mean, it's honestly for you. Hey, Twitter, if you're listening, for users, it's going to make it so much freaking easier to actually know what people are talking about, especially in Twitter chats, which is huge. Like Twitter chats is what gets you noticed. You throw your opinion out there about like relevant things you care about, and people can see what you like reply to and say. You don't have to click, you know. But it is what made them stand out at first. So that's like a huge thing for them. I have empathy for them, but I'm applauding them for moving on and adapting. So like we don't know how to use it, you know? So
exactly.
I think it's great.
All right.
Very good. That's it.
Good. So we're going to move into tool time here. We got 2 tools for everyone tonight, real quick. And I want to start off by talking about one of the first tools. This is for creating online presentations. Basically, it's called Haiku Deck. And Lindsay, feel free to weigh in on what tools you might use, or if you've got certain ones that you're like, hey, we tend to prefer this one over that. But tool number 1 for this week is called Haiku Deck. Let me get that up for everybody.
And again, Christian, maybe we should even mention at this point in time that they can get all of this information, socialchefs.com/daily. Is that correct? To get the newsletter and the blog recap. So if they want to look at these, you're going to have links in there. If they want it all condensed into one thing, socialchefs.com/daily. All right. And here we are. So Lindsay, any thoughts on the Haiku Deck?
Does it remind you of the new ads manager creative tools that Facebook implemented?
Okay.
I was just curious. I looked at it real quick. I wasn't sure. I like that it's called Haiku Deck. That was kind of cool for me because I'm all into that stuff actually. So that's what got my attention. So very good marketing. But yeah, is it kind of like that? It makes it easier for brands to make things.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of preset. I mean, they don't want to call them templates because they want to say that's kind of more of an art form kind of thing. Simple, beautiful presentations, allowing you to with a lot of pre-made tools. So I don't know. I mean,
it helps people that aren't really super good with creativity still actually be able to put eye-appealing stuff out there. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, PowerPoint on steroids, I mean, kind of thing, PowerPoint just gives you a blank screen or, whatever. Slides give you a blank screen. PowerPoint slides, what's the Mac version, Keynote, right? This gives you, you start from a blank slate, but these are giving you, kind of what's your style, what's your theme, and boom, here's a deck for you that you can customize. So I think that's going to be a positive.
I think that's awesome. I mean, it takes jobs away from me because I'm a content creator and I like to video edit and actually make awesome things. But also, if people don't want to pay for it or they can't afford it, they can do it themselves and they don't have to fall behind on social media. So.
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Let's.
Sorry for the delay there. I'm not sure what happened. I just got kicked off for some reason. But did we talk about Haiku Deck yet?
We were just kind of wrapping up Haiku, unless you wanted to weigh in.
I just want to say, I think the key thing here is, at least the features I like. I like the pro features that are tied to this, and these include a lot more analytics about seeing who's actually viewing your presentation, getting notifications. There's also a lead gen form built into this, so that and it's a smarter way instead of saying, hey, go watch my webinar, for instance, getting you on an email list and that sort of thing. I like that being tied into a presentation because it's different. Not to mention this can be done on a mobile device from an iPhone and iPad.
iPhone. Yeah.
So it's not like, hey, I gotta constantly be tied to my laptop. It'll work on my laptop, but also the other places where I am as well. So
it's a mobile world, right? They're bringing it down to the mobile.
Exactly.
Literally, yeah.
I do like as well, and I think this is a good feature. I didn't try one out, but they said with the Haiku Deck, you can make the bar and pie charts, just by dragging some things around. So that seems a lot better than me than wrestling with, a spreadsheet to create a presentation. I've always hated that, try to generate a bar graph from my spreadsheet data. That's not so. So, they're curing that ailment in society. So I appreciate that.
Definitely. So then,
like looking at graphs.
What's that?
I mean, do people actually like looking at graphs?
Well,
I know, like marketers do because they want to see statistics, but I mean, like using it to kind of target everybody? Do they think that that's
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean, it all depends on what the audience, what your point you're trying to get across to the audience, what you want to present. But I mean, so again, I don't see Haiku necessarily as, I mean, it's a presentation tool, marketing tool. Or is there a difference between the two? Perhaps it's just what you're trying to communicate.
Go together. They think that that's what Haiku Deck does.
I think it makes here's the bottom line is it makes it easier to create presentations. But I think at the same, like whether on mobile, on desktop, whatever. But I think it also breaks outside of the mold of the typical, PowerPoint presentation. That I think is what
saying when you got kicked off. That it's like PowerPoint on acid or on steroids. Don't do drugs, kids. Yes, it's like a way advanced version of PowerPoint, but it's like pretty. So pretty works.
Yep.
That's tool number 1 for the week, and the second one we have is called Calendly. I'm interested. I've got about 5% left of my battery here, but Calendly, this is basically an online scheduling tool, meetings, helping ensure you don't overbook yourself, that sort of thing. Lindsay, what do you think about this tool, Calendly? Do you use any sort of calendar scheduling tools, or?
I should. Actually, I might use this because I get yelled at all the time for not using my calendar.
Okay.
I'm kind of impulsive and I'm a very last minute person, but I do need to start planning things. This was my favorite of the tools that I saw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I liked this one because I felt like I can actually use it. And it's like, I hate I have an iPhone and I'm Apple all the way, but I hate using the calendar in it. It's just not, it's no bueno for me. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
So this was my favorite one. So this is, kudos. Very good.
I mean, I think I have used it. I've tried it a few times, and because it does solve that issue of the whole back and forth with emails. You got 5 people you're trying to schedule a date. I hate that when that happens. This email thread.
Your layout looks better too.
Yeah.
So that's what I like. So anything that is easy on the eye.
There we go.
To use is perfect. That's what people want to use. Things that aren't complicated to look at and use. So that's what I liked about it.
Excellent.
Definitely. And the other thing I think is very useful as well, if you go through a typical calendar application, it's just your standard, date, time, what's the event about, put some notes in there. But this also has some rules that you can create so that, certain things don't happen. For example, people you don't have to, as Mike mentioned, go back and forth on conversations. Well, let's do this. Let's do that meeting. I can't do that one. Keep it simple. I mean, it's booking an appointment. It shouldn't be that difficult.
Right.
So
keep it simple is the best piece of advice ever.
And then it also has handy features to let you be able to quickly share a link directly into your calendar for somebody to be able to make it in schedule an appointment.
Bam.
So
perfect. Super easy.
Yeah. So no oh hey, let me go add you to my calendar application. Blah blah blah.
When it comes to calendars and people's schedules, simple's the best. Simplicity all the way. So that's my favorite. Yeah.
So that's the last tool we have for this week on Social Chatter. But Lindsay, fantastic having you on. By the way, what's the best place for people to find you? Obviously Snapchat, right?
Snapchat with at Pinky with 3 eyes. Yep. Or Facebook, Pinky with 3 eyes. Pinky Lindsay is my page. So.
Got it.
Great, fantastic having you on.
I mean, I have every platform, but.
Yes. Those are the 2 that you would be your go-to platforms?
Those are my 2 go-to platforms.
Go-to places? Yeah. Got it. Excellent.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Hey, glad that this worked out. And Christian as well, just thanks for letting me sit into Phil's seat here and, shout Go Eagles instead of the Packers for a moment until he gets back. Sorry, Phil. Yeah, we'll hear about that one later. So I appreciate the opportunity. And Christian, any final words you want to give to the audience before you head out with a dead battery?
No, I just want to say, just again, I mean, we'll have everything coming out next week. Tomorrow, socialchefs.com/daily. We'll give you a blog recap with everything, the video, the tools, all the links. But thank you very much for joining, Lindsay. It's been a pleasure having you on, getting to know you as well. I'll make sure to check out some of your artwork as well that you do on Snap. So great job. Thanks for having you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Everybody,
bye, everyone.
Take care. Over and out.